National Board Certification, Standard 1. Standard 1. Using knowledge of child development to understand the whole child. Accomplished early childhood teachers use their knowledge of child development to understand young children and to foster each child's development and learning. Accomplished early childhood generalists possess the deep knowledge of child development essential for high-quality teaching and learning. They use theories of growth and development to understand the individual children in their classroom and to inform their practices. Teachers know that child development is a complex and dynamic mosaic of change that varies from child to child. Teachers view children holistically. They understand that all developmental domains are interrelated and that changes in one domain may affect changes in another. Their understanding of the phases of early childhood development makes accomplished teachers keenly attentive to the multiple ways young children communicate their knowledge, needs, and capacities. Accomplished teachers honor young children as capable and inquisitive learners, and they respect the ways in which growth and development may differ from one child to another. Accomplished early childhood teachers analyze research demonstrating the relevance of early childhood education to all domains of child development, including social, cognitive, linguistic, physical, emotional, and ethical. They understand the important aspects of each domain, the full range of stages and behaviors within each domain, and the factors that promote or inhibit development. Teachers seek out relevant research in child development and apply that knowledge to meet all children's needs. Accomplished early childhood teachers understand that early childhood is the critical foundation period of learning and development that sets the stages for future development. They know that research continues to evolve, giving insights into how the brain functions in young children. Teachers know the factors that influence brain chemistry and development, such as nutrition, the environment, and trauma, and they provide stimulating activities to enhance children's health, learning, and behavior. Accomplished teachers nurture young children's curiosity, problem-solving, autonomy, caring, risk-taking, persistence, and humor. In the remainder of this standard, the domains of child development are discussed separately, although accomplished teachers are aware that, in fact, they are intertwined. Fostering physical development. Accomplished early childhood teachers understand the ways in which physical development can have positive and negative impacts on all areas of young children's growth and development. They know that physical development is characterized by change, growth, and maturation of the body. Physical development encompasses physical growth, fine and gross motor development, and sensory development. Teachers know that young children's growth and development are affected by such factors as health, nutrition, exercise, and sleep. And teachers know that the degrees to which children receive adequate rest and nutrition are expressed through their levels of energy and alertness. Accomplished teachers are advocates for the health and well-being of all young children. Accomplished early childhood teachers recognize the stages and signs of healthy physical development in young children. They are alert to evidence of physical problems that may detract a child's ability to learn, such as hearing or vision problems, illness, neglect, abuse, poor nutrition, dental problems, lack of sleep, and any possible exceptionalities. They know which physical difficulties or limitations may indicate more serious problems. Teachers understand that young children receive information from their bodies and the environment through their senses, including touch, smell, hearing, vision, taste, and proprioception, which is the sensing of temperature and body position. Accomplished teachers understand that the way children gather and process sensory information influences their ability to interpret information and perform such tasks as planning physical actions, performing steps in sequence, and completing tasks in a coordinated manner. When appropriate, teachers consult with families and, if necessary, refer children to specialists for evaluation. For example, if a child consistently fails to respond to the teacher when the teacher is speaking behind the child, the teacher might ask the parents if the child exhibits the same behavior at home, and perhaps ask about the child's health history. If it seems likely that the child has a hearing problem that requires intervention, the teacher would assist as appropriate. Accomplished teachers use their knowledge of children's physical development to structure learning experiences and environments in ways that are suitable to each child's sensory, motor, and cognitive development. Teachers understand the importance of classroom furniture that is child-sized, of daily schedules arranged to provide opportunities for longer active movement times balanced with shorter quiet times, and of manipulative centers that provide aid in children's small motor development. They plan periods of large motor Vigorous exercise, knowing that such activities promote brain, lung, and organ development. Early childhood generalists take responsibility for designing the entire range of learning experiences to support healthy physical development, weaving movement activities throughout the curriculum and the day. When possible, they collaborate with physical education and health education specialists to extend opportunities for children's well-being and development. Fostering cognitive development. Accomplished early childhood teachers understand that early childhood is a critical period in cognitive development. Teachers understand how children are thinking at a given phase in their development and know how to help them move to the next level of reasoning. Teachers know that whereas most young children draw upon all of their senses to learn, some children are primarily visual learners. Other children learn best through auditory means, and still others can best process information when it is presented in multiple modalities. Teachers use their knowledge of individual children's learning styles to create learning experiences that are accessible to each child. In the case of a child who has difficulty maintaining attention during cognitive tasks, the teacher might intersperse cognitive tasks with periods of intense physical activity, whereas children who learn cognitively best in a consistently quiet, still environment, the accomplished teacher would take a different approach. Accomplished early childhood generalists recognize the foundational nature of brain development that takes place in the early years, and they are particularly aware of the degree of change that occurs in children prior to age 3. Teachers understand that the brain is a dynamic organ that is shaped by experience. Learning not only causes the growth of neurons, but also alters the physical structure and organization of the brain. Teachers recognize that research on the brain, mind, and human cognition is constantly progressing, and they cautiously strive to understand how such research can best inform educational actions. Accomplished teachers apply strategies and information from confirmed brain research to heighten the likelihood of children's success. For example, they build on children's prior knowledge and readiness, and, recognizing the pivotal importance of a child's ability to attend to learning, they plan a variety of ways to help young children focus their attention and increase its duration. Accomplished early childhood teachers know that cognitive development includes the thought processes of memory, reasoning, decision-making, problem-solving, and creative thinking. Teachers know that children's ability to acquire, apply, analyze, and generalize information develops through experiences over time. Teachers are keenly aware of the influence that prior knowledge and experiences have on children's cognitive development, and they do not assume that all children share similar background experiences. For example, although nursery rhymes have long been a useful tool for developing children's phonological awareness and fluency in reading, teachers do not assume that all children have become familiar with nursery rhymes at home. Accomplished teachers assess children's prior knowledge, build upon the skills children bring to school, and facilitate experiences that foster cognitive development. Accomplished early childhood teachers apply knowledge of the influences that affect cognitive development when working with young children. They know that factors such as the home environment, heredity, health issues, culture and language, nutrition, and the larger community can affect a child's cognitive development. Teachers know that some negative influences can be ameliorated by providing certain experiences while others cannot. Even though some factors are beyond the teacher's control, accomplished early childhood generalists differentiate and individualize experiences to help all children move forward and achieve their fullest potential. Accomplished early childhood teachers know that purposeful teaching builds on young children's prior knowledge and experiences, natural curiosity, imagination, and creativity to help them understand concepts about a range of disciplines. Teachers provide adequate time, rich materials and resources, and rigorous and appropriate expectations to support children's learning. Under teachers' guidance, young children learn to recognize patterns, understand relationships, construct complex ideas, and establish connections among disciplines. Teachers know that metacognition is within the reach of young children and is crucial to processing and making sense of information. Teachers help children plan activities, carry them out, and then reflect on them. Accomplished teachers choose tasks that build on the principles of inquiry in order to help children make predictions, experiment, synthesize information, reach conclusions, and make generalizations. Inquiry-based activities encourage children's autonomy and sense of responsibility for their own learning. Accomplished early childhood teachers understand that young children construct knowledge through playful exploration and then become ready to focus their attention on specific dimensions of materials. For example, 3-year-olds will spontaneously explore a given object set before them, whereas 8-year-olds are more likely to approach the object with a conscious plan for exploration. Knowing that brain research suggests the use of patterning to help children learn, teachers give children ample practice time to comprehend challenging material. Young children learn to develop cognitive strategies such as organizing, reasoning, explaining, and reflecting when they can share their thinking with other children, teachers, and parents. Accomplished teachers use questions and feedback during social interactions with children so they can reflect and make sense of their learning. Accomplished early childhood teachers value the social aspects of young children's construction of knowledge. Guided by their knowledge that initially young children can do more in collaboration with others than they can do alone, teachers intentionally plan opportunities for children to work together, as in center time and group work, and set realistic expectations for young children's independent performance. Teachers also know the value of teacher support, interaction with older children, and appropriate scaffolding in young children's knowledge construction. Accomplished early childhood teachers solicit the wisdom of the classroom community and build upon it. They nurture children's respect for one another's ideas. Teachers create a psychologically safe climate for children's learning by helping children realize that making mistakes is part of learning. Accomplished teachers orchestrate an environment in which young children build the confidence and competence that will prepare them for a life of acquiring and applying knowledge. Fostering social development. Accomplished early childhood teachers view social development as an essential goal for young children. Teachers understand that young children are beginners at learning the social skills needed to interact competently in a multitude of settings, and they skillfully guide children as they develop their capacity to interpret social cues and adjust their conduct appropriately. Accomplished teachers help children understand interpersonal expectations in various social interactions, both through modeling and through explicit instruction. Teachers know the importance of facilitating young children's developing peer relationships and their interactions with adults beyond the realm of home and family. Accomplished early childhood teachers help children move from being primarily concerned about themselves to being able to acknowledge the needs of others. They recognize that a critical developing skill for many young children is learning to exercise self-control, particularly in their interactions with other children and in public settings such as the classroom. Teachers help children develop empathy. For example, if a kindergarten child falls on the playground and, though unhurt, begins to cry, the teacher might encourage classmates to comfort the distressed child, both to show empathy and to help restore the play situation. Accomplished early childhood teachers are keenly aware of the role that culture plays within the social domain. They help children appreciate cultural differences and learn how to behave appropriately in varied social environments. Teachers know that children's social behaviors are shaped by their familial experiences. For example, in some families and cultures, children may interact freely and openly with adults, much the same as they do with their peers, whereas in other families and cultures, children may be taught that such free and open interactions are a sign of disrespect. In certain cultures, some children may be taught not to look an adult directly in the eye, whereas in other cultures, failing to look at an adult in the eye when speaking is a sign of disrespect. Because many children must navigate widely divergent social expectations, accomplished teachers explain and model appropriate social skills and norms. Accomplished early childhood teachers understand that social development is crucial to successful learning in groups, and is a core component of success in work, family, personal, civic, and community contexts. Teachers know that social interaction is essential to children's linguistic and cognitive development, and they can express the importance of this aspect of development to families. Teachers also know that children from ages 3 to 8 typically make significant gains in acquiring and applying skills in the social domain. Accomplished teachers make opportunities for children to learn from one another and encourage them to help one another in thoughtful ways. Accomplished early childhood teachers are keenly aware of their responsibility for establishing a social climate that fosters learning and develops life skills for young children. They are skilled at setting norms for social interaction and intervening to assist children in resolving disputes. They model, recognize, and encourage such dispositions as respect, integrity, honesty, fairness, and compassion. They help children develop social knowledge about learning in groups, the behavioral expectations of peers and adults, the need to adapt to classroom and social rules and routines, and the norms of society at large. Fostering language development. Accomplished early childhood generalists understand how language develops and realize that early childhood is a particularly critical time for language acquisition. Teachers understand that language development is a complex process that proceeds through distinct stages. They understand, for example, that receptive language develops before expressive language. They stay attuned to the changing body of knowledge about young children's language acquisition and use this knowledge to plan successful learning experiences. Accomplished early childhood teachers recognize the varying levels of language proficiency among the children in their classroom, and they differentiate teaching to meet each child's needs. They recognize typical and atypical patterns of development, and they know when it is appropriate to consult with families or to refer children to specialists for evaluation. For example, teachers know the difference between minor misarticulations and those speech patterns that interfere with children's fundamental ability to communicate. Teachers create learning experiences and a classroom environment that provide children with a variety of daily opportunities to use language to interact and socialize with others. Because they recognize that frequent opportunities to interact with mature speakers are critically important to children's language development, teachers engage in numerous conversations with children every day. Accomplished early childhood teachers know that communication is a tool that human beings use to meet their physical, social, and emotional needs. Effective communication skills are integral to children's self-expression, to their development of social relationships, and to their learning. Teachers help children understand that language allows them to organize and express their views and questions about the world, demonstrate their growing expertise, and communicate with other people. Accomplished early childhood teachers have a clear understanding of how second languages are acquired. They value the home languages of children who are English language learners, and they understand that a child's native language is the foundation for literacy and learning. To the best of their ability, teachers seek ways to promote English language learners' home language development at the same time that they advance children's ability to communicate in English. The classrooms of early childhood teachers are inclusive places where varieties of language are accepted and where teachers model a variety of uses and means of oral, visual, and written language. Accomplished teachers understand that language development is influenced by such factors as home environment, including the home language and the frequency and nature of adult-child interactions, and health problems such as hearing challenges. Teachers understand that children from some homes may have heard fewer words and fewer positive affirmations than children from other homes. To help compensate for such circumstances, teachers intentionally expose children to enriched vocabulary and provide positive affirmations throughout the day. Accomplished early childhood teachers recognize the interrelatedness of language to children's cognitive, social, and emotional development, which in turn may affect a child's self-esteem. Teachers recognize that young children may need support in such areas as building relationships, joining groups, and communicating wants and needs. Early childhood teachers are aware that problems with relationships can affect children's cognitive, social, and emotional development, and they actively work to help children with such concerns. Fostering emotional development. Accomplished early childhood teachers take responsibility for fostering young children's emotional well-being and development. Teachers know that for young children, the emotional domain develops in relationship to their increasing sense of self-awareness, identity, and autonomy. Children's ability to regulate their emotions in the academic setting is directly related to their sense of competence, their ability to express their feelings, and their evolving sense of belonging. Accomplished teachers help children learn to recognize their feelings and understand that their emotional states can alter their thinking. Teachers understand the importance of enhancing children's self-respect, resilience, and confidence, and seek to promote autonomy, appropriate risk-taking, and constructive persistence. Accomplished early childhood teachers know that young children progress through stages of emotional development. They are familiar with the degrees to which children of different ages are able to identify emotions, express feelings, manage impulses, and exhibit appropriate behavior. Teachers recognize typical and atypical patterns of emotional development and regulation, and they know when it is appropriate to consult with families or to refer children to specialists for evaluation. Teachers understand that children at different ages have varying abilities to solve personal and social problems without giving up or losing control. Accomplished teachers promote positive behavior, and when discussing emotional issues with children, they use appropriate terminology for the developmental range. Accomplished early childhood teachers are aware that many factors may affect a young child's emotional state, and they find creative ways to make the school environment a nurturing one. A teacher might ask parents to bring photographs of the family or a special toy for nap time to help a young child make the transition from home to preschool or kindergarten. Teachers are conscious of the fact that their words have an impact on young children and that the effect can be profound and lasting, either inspiring or impeding future progress. Teachers carefully monitor what they say to children, and they also attend to what children say to one another. By responding respectfully to children's interests and concerns instead of simply giving them directions, accomplished teachers make children feel valued and safe. Teachers know that children's emotions fluctuate and are alert to possible stressors. They competently analyze the reasons for children's behavior, even when those reasons are complex or covert. For example, one child may be misbehaving out of simple exuberance, while another may be exhibiting similar behavior in order to be punished or to avoid a certain lesson. An accomplished teacher knows when a simple redirection or reminder is sufficient and when further observation or action is required. Accomplished early childhood teachers know that a child's emotional state is affected by people and events outside the school setting. Teachers help young children learn ways to maintain a positive identity, despite sometimes negative words or actions on the part of others. They also help children deal with fear. For example, when a disaster or traumatic event occurs, the accomplished teacher allows children to express their feelings as needed and provides the necessary information to place the children at ease. Teachers responsibly seek out resources such as literature, support beyond the classroom, or expressive opportunities such as dramatic play, puppetry, drawing, and writing to help children make sense of the event and allay excessive anxiety. Accomplished teachers are skilled at recognizing the signs of emotional distress and addressing significant issues with the child and parents. Teachers know when to consult with other support systems and when to provide families with access to other resources. Fostering moral and ethical development. Accomplished early childhood generalists know that the field of ethics defines what is good for the individual and for the group, and establishes the nature of what one should do in the interest of justice and fairness. Teachers understand the importance of young children's moral development and actively instruct children about ethics. Teachers help children develop a conscience, a sense of integrity, and the ability to delay gratification. Accomplished early childhood teachers know that young children have varying abilities to comprehend ethical issues and moral dilemmas depending on their developmental stages. They also have differing abilities to regulate their behavior based on their cognitive, emotional, and social development. Teachers use teachable moments to help children develop the capacity to reflect on their actions, generate age-appropriate solutions to ethical problems, and exert self-control. Teachers understand children's common misconceptions about ethics. For example, a 3-year-old child might think that a person who breaks an object by accident is just as culpable as one who breaks something on purpose, whereas an 8-year-old would be more likely to comprehend that intent makes a difference. Teachers help children progressively move to more sophisticated ethical judgments without expecting more of them than is reasonable at a given stage. Accomplished early childhood teachers realize that many factors affect young children's moral and ethical development. A child's temperament, home culture, family structure, and socioeconomic level can all affect the child's sense of right and wrong and ability to evaluate moral and ethical issues. Accomplished teachers are sensitive to differences between school policies and family viewpoints. For example, the school may have a policy of no hitting, but parents may disagree and encourage children to defend themselves physically in some situations. Accomplished teachers help children observe ethical norms in the school community without showing a lack of respect for the family's values. Accomplished early childhood teachers approach classroom management as a means to self-discipline and self-awareness. They help children understand that behaving ethically is not just a matter of automatically conforming to a set of rules, but rather the complex act of considering how best to treat others and behave in a group. Accomplished teachers enable children to develop the ethical behaviors that will eventually make them successful, responsible adults. This is the end of Standard 1.